let it down, if you started applying for new jobs today rather than complaining about your current one, if you started to find new connections and friends instead of comparing your life to your old ones, if you started to allow yourself to let go of the expectations you have of others, who would you be? I promise you the answer is far better than you even imagine. And if you're scared to do it in practice, practice it first in your mind. The third lesson I wish I'd learned sooner was talk about your relationship with the person you're in a relationship with more than you talk to others. I speak to so many people. Now, I know you've done this before, and so have I. We all talk about our relationships with other people. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, even our friendships. You have a friend over here, you complain about them to this friend over here. You have your partner over here, you compare them to someone else's partner over there. You have an issue with someone over here, you talk about the issue with someone else who's not connected to the issue. Now, I'm not saying don't have friends. I'm not saying don't talk to your family. It's great to get advice from a therapist or a coach or even people in your life. It's about the proportion. 80% of our life should be talking to that person, and 20% is talking to others to get wise counsel, to get advice, to get insights. It's a really healthy thing. The problem is our proportions are the opposite. We may spend 20% speaking to the person we have a relationship with, and that 20% might be filled with arguments, conflict, tension. And then we go and talk about it with someone else who doesn't have the power to solve it. This will change your life. If you started to spend more time talking with the person rather than talking at them, if you could spend more time talking with your partner than talking about your partner, your relationship will change. If you could spend more time talking to your partner than talking about your partner, your relationship will change. If you could spend more time investing in connecting with your partner than connecting with other people talking about your partner, your relationship will change. Talk about your relationship with the person you're in a relationship with, not other people. Talk about your problems with the person you have the problem with, not just other people. Talk about your needs with your partner, not your friends. Talk about your doubts about your relationship with your partner, not in group chats. Talk about your pain with the person you have the pain with, not with outsiders who can't fix it. Nobody else knows your relationship like the two of you do. Nobody else lives it and fights for it like you do. Advice is easy, judgments are cheap, but real change only happens between the two people who are actually in it. When you vent to others instead of speaking to your partner, you build walls instead of bridges. When you gossip about your relationship, you invite people into problems they don't belong to. When you keep taking your issues everywhere apart from the person, you multiply the problem instead of solving it. Connection doesn't grow from side conversations. Trust doesn't grow from silence and resentment. Talk to them, not about them. Now look, I get it. Venting can feel good in the short term. Brain imaging shows that expressing anger activates the brain's reward system. But chronically venting to friends instead of addressing issues directly creates emotional triangulation, a pattern that often worsens problems instead of solving them. There's a Zen story that I love where a man went to many neighbors to complain about his leaky roof. Each of them gave advice. Meanwhile, the leak worsened. Finally, one wise neighbor said, "Talk to your roof.